According to the U.S. Department of Education, there are 1.7 million students being homeschooled today. That's 3.4% of the school age population that are being homeschooled. Where are all of you? Now, that may seem a silly question, but the truth is I really want to know where most of you are. Because with this new trending sensation of homeschooling, we find more and more people are taking their children out of public school system and they're homeschooling. They're deciding to homeschool. Now, we know that there's this trend that goes on outside of the homeschooling world that says that we're not socializing our children, and I'm beginning to wonder if that's true. And the reason why I'm asking this is because I have given myself to this process of offering myself and my courses and resources on this website as well as my Facebook page. And I get nowhere. There's really no response. I'm noticing a lot of the homeschooling sites are having a bit of a difficulty. And I have to ask myself, if there are 1.7 million children being homeschooled, then why is this field, this genre of blogging and Facebook sites, why is it failing so miserably? And I have to admit that it's a little discouraging, and I think a lot of people are finding it discouraging as well. We're noticing in the homeschooling world something fascinating, that it is increasing, but yet the participation is decreasing. That when there's homeschooling groups available for homeschoolers, they're not participating in them. When there's co-ops, when there's classes, when there's so many things that our children could be doing and you as a parent could be doing, we are opting out of it and we are staying closer to home. Now, granted, that's what homeschooling is all about, but the problem is we are becoming the status quo. We are becoming what everyone says we are. We become the stereotype. We're not socializing our children. We're not even socializing ourselves as parents. And that's going to be the devastating thing that's going to bring our homeschooling world to a crashing halt. That is going to be the downfall of homeschooling. While there are more children being homeschooled today than ever before, it's going to take a devastating effect on homeschooling world if we don't start being involved and participating with one another. We are going to look just like everyone says we are, that we're home and we won't do anything with our children, that we don't let them out into the world, that we're not exposing them to other people, to other cultures, to other things going on, and that we're just sheltering them at home. And before you know it, it spins out of control and we're somehow now neglecting our children and abusing them in some way. I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but I'm saying it's time to step out of your comfort zone and get real and really realize what homeschooling is intended for. It's intended for you to be able to teach your child not just at home, but in a whole new way that the school system can't do. It doesn't mean that we set up school in our home. It means that we have this great experience and joy to really take learning at a whole new level. And we can open ourselves up or we can shut ourselves down. If we are so afraid of the school system, we need to not be afraid of the homeschooling world. One of the reasons why I left my homeschooling association was because no one participated. There was no classes to be offered and they were cliquey. You couldn't get into a clique. You got into this group and all of a sudden there's a group over here and they've got their thing and they're secret about it, about the things, the co-ops that they're doing. They don't let anybody else in. We're closed off to that. And I noticed that a lot of people put themselves out there offering field trips, classes, so many things that we could be doing. And we pay our good money and then we don't participate. We just sit back and we just seclude ourselves, shut ourselves off from the world, and just pretend like we're just going to do this alone. We don't have to be doing this alone. You do not have to be doing this alone. But you choose to. I created this site because I felt stifled. Truthfully, I felt stifled on other homeschooling sites. I can't promote my classes. I can't talk about the things that I'm doing. And so I decided I was going to create a site on Facebook where homeschoolers could come together from all over the world and share and encourage and love and put out resources. If you have things that you're doing for homeschooling, I wanted you to be able to put that out there for the world so that we could all encourage each other, because I believe we're all teachers at heart. I believe that we have this desire to teach our children, but we also have a gift. I have this gift that I just want to teach. I want to teach art. I want to teach history. There's so much I want to teach. But I find that nobody wants it. Everyone goes, oh, that's really an interesting idea. But they don't take the hook. They just walk away from it. And I believe that a lot of you out there have a lot to offer, and you're not willing to offer yourself up to anybody else. In my area, I would love to do co-ops. I would love to get together because Tavin needs that, and I need it. As a stay-at-home mom, I need that interaction with other moms who are going through everything I'm going through too. But you have shut yourself off from the world. And I've just talked to a dear friend of mine who is doing enrichment classes, and they are at an all-time low. What is going on? What is happening in this homeschooling world that we no longer participate in these types of activities that are not only a great experience for our children, but are a great opportunity for the parents? For the parents to get involved in their children's education, not just in the home, but outside of the home. What is happening? What's going on? Does anybody have any explanation of what is happening? Because I'm not just the only one who feels this way. I know somebody who's been in the homeschooling world for years and cannot explain why this is happening. And I know that I can't be the only one who's out there scratching my head going, there's so many homeschoolers, but nothing's going on. What can we do to bring this community together? That's what getting homeschooled was all about. It was all about making sure that the community came together. I have encouraged this site to start talking to one another, to start sharing, to ask questions, to express yourself, your frustrations, your joys, whatever it may be, your classes. Are you doing online classes? Do you have a blog? And all of you are just silent. I can't get a response out of you. I've asked you so many questions. I have tried to engage you, and you don't respond. I can see how many people have looked at my post, and I go, and yet no one responds. Out of all these people who look at this post, not one single person wants to respond. Not one person wants to engage in a conversation with me. Is it just me? Because I'm starting to take it personally. That is the truth. I'm not going to lie. I'm a very sensitive person. I feel things passionately and I take things personally. So I'm beginning to wonder if I need to shut down my site and just move on and give up my dreams. Give up this hope that I will get a community together that is really beautiful and wonderful. I have a lot of encouragement from other bloggers who say, don't give up, don't give up. But yet, I've been doing this for 3 years. My first year was a huge success. I had so many classes that just kept getting fuller and fuller every time that I did them. And then I went to go do them the next year, and nobody participated. And so even the park dates, I'm finding people aren't even going to those or responding. And there was another woman who was doing field trips a couple years ago who would fill up so much that she'd have to do several different field trips for the same place because they would fill up so fast. And now I'm noticing she's not even getting half the amount of interest as she was before. And she's offering a lot of good ideas, as am I. I offered poetry in the park. I offered history through art online courses. I even gave it to you for free, and you didn't even want that. I have offered so much of my heart for you and for your children and for my son to be involved in this wonderful, beautiful process of homeschooling that can ultimately change their life or devastate them. What are we doing? Are we creating a base for our children to go out into the world and be prepared? Or are we sheltering them and putting them in a bubble that is preventing them to be in the world as prosperous human beings? Are we creating a homeschool where we're just slamming down the work for them? Or are we letting them explore education in a whole new way that the school system haven't done? Or are we just setting up a mini public school system in our home? I don't know. I don't know the answers because nobody's talking to me, because nobody's answering me, nobody's communicating, nobody is getting back to me. I don't want to shut down my site. I don't, because this is my dream. This is what I want to do. This is what I love. But I can't keep spinning my wheels and literally talking to no one, but an open space out there for nobody to hear me. When I ask the question, when you become part of my page, if you are going to participate, and you answered yes, and you're not participating, I need to know, why are you not participating? Can you tell me what it is that is not engaging you in this page, not engaging you with me? Why are you not engaged with me? I'm not being angry about this. I'm seriously asking a question because I'm a little confused and I'm trying to find a way to fix this. I can either fix it and make it right for me to continue on and pursuing my dream, or I can just quit and feel heartbroken. And that's okay. I'll do whatever I need to do, but I need to know, what do you want? What is it that you're searching for in this homeschooling experience? What do you need? What do you want? How do you see the homeschooling world? How do you see your homeschooling world? How does it evolve? How does it change? How do you get your child to interact with other families? How do you interact with other moms? Are you interacting, or are you also secluding yourself? Because I'm finding that it's just getting minimal, that the people who have this heart are giving their heart so much to you, and you are ignoring us, and you are saying, I just don't want to be a part of this. Then why are you homeschooling? What is your goal? What is your mission? Because there are so many of us out there who are willing to help you and willing to share this experience with you, that want to share it with you because, like me, I'm sure they have this desire to connect with you. And I do. I want to connect with you, but I'm connecting only with myself. When I put my posts out, when I do these videos, when I do the simple science videos and the art start videos, and I do my gracious space for you, I get nothing. I get 1 or 2 views. I don't get a lot of interaction. So what is it that I can provide for you that will bring you in, that will really grab your attention? What are you looking for? What would you like to see in classes or online courses? Because if I'm not giving you what you want, then I'm willing to look into something else that maybe you do want, that maybe you're lacking in your homeschooling world, but that maybe I can supplement. And maybe you can supplement where I'm needing it. Math, science. I'm doing simple science because I stink at science. And I thought it would be really fun for those of you who also are intimidated by science, that we can do these fun little projects and maybe you can do it too. But I'm not getting a response from that either. I have one person who said they've been watching them and have been enjoying them. That's one person. So, I do put a lot of time and energy into the videos that I do with Tavin, and he loves doing them, and I love doing them. And I work very hard to put it all together. to do the video, to find the experiments, to then film it and refilm it if I need to, and then to edit it, and then to upload it, and then to share it, to put it on my site, to share it on this site. And that's a lot of time. And a lot of people would say, that's worth a lot of money. And it is, it probably is. But I'm willing to give it to you for nothing. And maybe that's my problem, because as I'm kind of going online, I see a lot of these new businesses coming out for homeschooling. And they're very similar to the things that I was wanting to present and offer myself and that I was putting together and got no response to. And I gave it away for free. And maybe that was my problem. Maybe I needed to make you pay for it. I don't know. Is that going to make you feel like it's worth something if you have to pay for it? Or would you rather want something free? I don't know, because I really can't figure out what this homeschooling community of this generation is thinking and what they want. So I'm asking the question so that I can help you better, so that I can be more of an assistance, and maybe I can provide you with some of the things that you want or need. Again, 1.7 million students, children, are being homeschooled, and your child is one of them. Where are you? What are you doing? Let's come together. Let's connect. Let's really connect as a community and show the world how wonderful this process is. God bless you. And please respond to this and let me know how we can make this work together.